This is the process shot. I'm Michael. I'm stuck in a haunted movie theater, and I've seen Senior, which is in quotes for some reason, but I don't know why. Directed by Chris Smith, this new documentary feature follows the legendary film director Robert Downey Sr., not only looking at his filmography and creative process over several decades, but also his personal life and family, especially his relationship with his son, Robert Downey Jr., whose acting career began with appearances in his father's films. As Downey Jr. contributes to the documentary in a more traditional manner, Downey Sr. is able to make his own cut of the film, with scenes of his own design and direction, which help him get his voice through in what come to be the final years of his life. Despite the more sensitive subject matter, the bulk of the film's tone is far more upbeat and celebratory. The two different perspectives within the film are certainly what helped this come to fruition, with a traditional retrospective of Downey Sr.'s films and brief interviews with past collaborators, as well as more candid scenes with the Downey family at home and having fun with the project. The movie weaves these two ideas together very well, given that Downey Sr.'s years as an active filmmaker had an effect on his home life, and in turn, some of those tumultuous times influenced some of his later output. The movie does tend to skim and condense these sort of stories, though, preferring to focus more on the present day and where that past struggle has brought everybody now. Of course, by being in the present day, it can't exactly avoid the more pressing concerns of Downey Sr.'s health and how Downey Jr. copes with his father's decline. The decision to let Downey Sr. have his own cut of the film allows him, in a way, to have a final say in his life story, but while we don't see much of that specific cut, his involvement and influence is very plain to see throughout the entire film, not only when it comes to his place in film history, but also his personal influence and legacy upon his son and grandson, with this generational span of Downey Sr.'s spirit being a constant thread throughout the narrative. In contrast to Downey Sr.'s wilder approach to storytelling, the production of the film is much more serene, pulling back and letting things happen as they occur. This does include the Downeys acknowledging the camera crew, of course, but that just adds to their general attitude towards the project and their personalities as a whole. There's some nice camera work that's generally more practical than stylistic, but it still works to keep subjects in the right sort of focus for whatever a scene calls for. And once or twice it seems to remind the viewer that there are people behind the camera and within the scene. For whatever reason, everything is filmed in black and white, outside of archival materials, but it isn't exactly made clear why this is the case, other than pure aesthetics. I do think that the editing in the movie is where the metatextual direction really excels, moving back and forth smoothly between not only past and present, but Downey Jr.'s vision for the film and Downey Sr.'s ideas for the movie. There's actually a good amount of ambiguity between what is completely true to life and what might have been staged for the film, or at least enough to trip you up from time to time. It might have been fun if they went off the rails and started making up a story that was more in line with Downey Sr.'s earlier movies and production methods. But given how this is less of a film for that sort of audience, and a much more personal story for the Downeys instead, I'm not surprised that it chose to become more of a tribute to Downey Sr.'s creativity and contributions, and ultimately what he has left for others, both within his family and within film history. Senior, Chris Smith, 2022. 4.5 stars. I definitely recommend seeing it yourself, even if you aren't familiar with Robert Downey Sr.'s other movies. That's it for this review. If you liked it, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel for more reviews. It's always nice to see the other side of celebrity life when you're able to see them as regular people and not figureheads. On that note, this is the second documentary I've seen this year shot in black and white with a focus on a celebrity producing a film that explores their relationship with an elder and mentor. That's kind of weird.